I served in San Antonio for the major part of my mission. I really just stayed in San Antonio boundaries. And so the Texas San Antonio mission covered like all of San Antonio, and then it would go all the way down to Austin. And like Eagle Pass and Carrizo, all the border between U.S. and Mexico, and then also in like Austin, Texas. And so it was a pretty big mission, big areas that we'd serve in. My boundaries for my areas were pretty decently sized, and especially being in a Spanish calling, you would obtain a lot more area because there was less Spanish missionaries than there were English missionaries. And so I remember my first area was about, I think it would take us about 3.5 to 4 hours to get from the very bottom of our area to the very top. So it was really big. Obviously, it was a little shock coming from Utah and going from, a church building on every corner to where you go and you have to drive 15 to 20 minutes to get to church from your house. And so that was a little different, and there's a lot of different, communities, so like, Baptist, Southern Baptist, and different religions in Texas, which was an awesome opportunity because obviously I had no clue besides, what the Catholic Church or the LDS faith were about. Like, I had no clue about all these other religions. But when I got out there, I truly learned to, just to lose myself in the culture and just truly get to see people's perspectives from different religions and different faiths, especially, someone who had a different faith than I did. And so, there's a lot of great people that I served around and a lot of great people that I talked to on a day-to-day basis. And missionary work was very interesting in Texas, especially in the Spanish areas. Is pretty easy to find people to teach in Spanish because a lot of Texas, there's a lot of Hispanic communities. And so you just basically would just, our biggest thing was working with the ward mission leaders and asking them for any people that they knew, or asking the ward when we'd go ahead and give talks during sacrament to refer us to any of their friends. And mostly, a lot of the people that were in the wards, they were pretty good at giving us, referrals to people that they knew. Obviously, not always did it work, but for the most part, it was pretty successful. I remember, the first 2 trenches of my mission when I was without a trainer, I was just like, okay, what can we do to move forward the work of the Lord? Like, what can we do to make the work better, to succeed a little more? And I remember our mission president had talked to us about the importance about working with members. And so we started working with the members, started meeting a lot more with our ward mission leaders. We started going to ward councils and, just participating in all these different activities that the church would put on, or different community activities that were going on around the community as well, just so that we could get out there and people could see, who we were as missionaries from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, because obviously the church is a lot smaller in Texas. It's not the smallest religion, but it is a lot smaller than other faiths or religions. And so a lot of people, there was a lot of people that I talked to that they honestly didn't know what the LDS faith was about or what we believed in. And so just getting ourselves out there was just, interesting. It was a neat experience because we got involved with a lot of different people. But I think, the challenges was definitely just being able to reach out to others and telling them why it was that we believed in the prophet Joseph Smith, and why it was that that the priesthood was necessary in our lives. And I think the greatest challenges was just truly coming through to these people and helping them understand the importance of the gospel of Jesus Christ and the importance of the atonement. Because they had an idea of what it was, and they knew what Jesus Christ had done for them, but they truly didn't have the full grasp of the gospel. And so just trying to get them to understand the gospel in a simple form was probably the biggest challenge that we had as missionaries.